What is up, fellow benchwarmers? Welcome to your daily fantasy quickie. Hey guys, what's up? I don't know if it's gonna be good news or bad news for today, but yeah, mostly bad news, and we'll talk about the biggest news, injury news today. That happened today. But my name's JJT with Komish Eric.
Yeah.
Komish, here we go again.
Yeah, it's bad because
Anthony
my
Davis. Okay, in case you don't know what we're gonna talk about, Anthony Davis. Look at the face of Komish.
because the team that my strongest chance of winning this year is AD, CP3, Fred VanVleet.
See,
and
I have the same. I have the same. I'm in the same situations. My AD teams are strong, and they have great chances to win. But yeah, I don't know what happens now with AD.
I'm more worried about CP3, but we'll go to CP3 later. But yeah, losing AD, losing two first rounders basically in one night in successive games, it's really deflating. But that's how it is in season-long fantasy. People will say this is the best time to get injured because there's a break, but no, it's not, because after the break is the playoffs already. So
wait, I think we should put context in that. In case you want to get injured, not the type of not how AD got injured, right? Because that AD injury looked really, really bad. It wasn't really non-contact. I think he stepped on, he grazed on the foot of Rudy Gobert. That's why he landed really bad. But it wasn't a full step, right? He didn't really step over Gobert, the whole foot of Gobert. It's like the heel of Gobert. He just grazed it, and then he slipped. And then it was really bad. When you looked at the videos, the twist was really bad.
The twist was a full twist, but it doesn't seem like a high ankle sprain. I don't know. I'm just trying to rationalize with myself that AD always is a drama king. When he hits or hurts something, it's like it's the end of the world for him. And then later on, he comes back and he's okay. So that's all I'm praying and hoping for, that it's just a sprain. That maybe 2 weeks will be enough for him to come back. But realistically, I know these kinds of sprains will probably, reach to 4 weeks. If it's 4 weeks, that's week 22. My season is over because our playoffs is week 20 to 22. So
yeah,
that's how it is. I'm expecting 4 weeks.
Yeah, I think I'm expecting the worst case scenario at this point. I don't think at this point we're pretty much at the tail end of the fantasy season. Any injury like that definitely could be season ending for most of us. But having said that, given that, like I said, some of my stronger teams are anchored on AD, and you can already see if you can still survive it, because we lost AD early this season, and if you were still strong during that time, that means it's still not really the end for you. It could be, the rest of your roster is really strong enough to keep up with the other teams. So you'll have to about that.
My situation is different though, because I have Richaun Holmes there, I have Draymond Green, I have Gordon Hayward. So I was able to survive AD before, but if CP3 goes down
during that time, Draymond was still playing.
Yes, and if
Holmes was decent, Gordon Hayward was playing.
But if CP3 goes down for the same amount of time, season over. I can't take CP3 also.
So let's move on to CP3. CP3 injured his hand And this was the hand that he had problems with in last year's
Yep.
playoffs.
Yep.
So that's going to be concerning for a lot of fantasy managers. And yes, a cup. I only have one CP3, and it's a I'm top there, but I have been struggling lately in that league. So yeah, let's see. Let's see. He's in the All Star. The next thing we'll
Um,
have to wait if he's still gonna play the All Star or suit up for the All Star game. If that's the
well,
case, then maybe it's not as bad as we think.
yeah, of course. If he plays in the All Star game, then it's good. But we already will know it with the MRI tomorrow. There are different thoughts. Again, Devin Booker was interviewed. He said he talked to him in the locker room. He's fine. But Mikal Bridges, when he was interviewed, said that CP3 getting angry was because he knew something was something got hurt and he was frustrated, which is possible. CP3 has this history of doing that. When he knows something gets hurt, and you're just frustrated. So he got ejected after that,
Yeah,
hurting his hand because he felt like should have been a foul, and he was so angry. You won't be that angry if you don't know inside of you that maybe something got messed up. But that's speculation at this point. Everything is speculation, but we have to wait. CP3 hasn't missed a game this year. One of the only guys who hasn't missed a game. I hope he
we've been
doesn't,
talking about
take it
that
all back.
for a few. I mean, in the past, we've been talking about CP3 being the Iron Man that he is, and we kind of said that he might sit out some games later on just to keep him fresh for the playoffs. That might come earlier than we expected, but let's just hope it's nothing serious. Because if it's if he'll miss a couple of weeks, hopefully, um, I'm pretty sure fantasy managers will still be fine with that. 2 weeks, he's still going to be available for your playoffs, and those are significant games still for the top seed, I guess,
Yeah.
in the NBA, or home court advantage throughout the league. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. Yeah. So two major casualties today, AD and Chris Paul. The third casualty, well, not really has been a casualty since the start of the season. Zion Williamson is reported that he might need another surgery, and a
He's
lot of
literally,
managers are comparing him already to Greg Oden of
yeah,
the Blazers.
he's literally biggest, the biggest casualty because he's really big. But
There have been
there's
pictures
nothing,
coming out that he's been in shape.
there's nothing much to say. If you're holding on to him, drop him. People will say pick him up in Dynasty League if he's cheap. I won't even touch him in Dynasty Leagues. I
Yeah,
really don't. I mean, I don't know how your Dynasty League works because in our Dynasty League, there's a salary
but
component,
we
right?
only keep 4 players, so we can't keep
Yeah, and there's
everyone.
a salary component.
Yeah,
So if
he's not cheap.
yeah, but I have talked to some managers who have dynasty leagues, and usually their dynasty leagues are just keep 5 you want, keep 6 you want. So those kinds of dynasty league, there's really, how is Zion cheap in those dynasty leagues? I mean, there's no salary for anybody, right?
Yeah,
So I won't touch him even in dynasty leagues. I don't have a good uh thing vibe about
yeah.
Zion right now.
It's me too. I don't like where I mean him not being in shape. That's one red flag for me. It might have been the foot. I'm not saying that he's eating a lot, but it might have been the foot, not the food. Uh, it could have been that foot that preventing him from doing workouts and all. But yeah, I don't know if this is gonna be another Greg Oden situation. Another manager from our Veterans League cited Joel Embiid missing 2 years straight before being like this, right? Embiid missed his first 2 years, right, due to knee injuries.
That was different though. The first year was really, he was injured, but they took slow pace in his recovery.
Maybe
just to
this
make
is
sure
it.
he's gonna be okay.
Maybe this.
No, this is different. This one is he can't come back from the injury. It's an injury after an injury.
Yeah.
It doesn't heal properly. Embiid's is more of precaution, just being safe with it. This one is, plus the weight is just different. The weight is just different. I guess we can go to another thing that we didn't talk about. The Kyrie story that
Yeah.
the mayor of New
The,
York. Yeah,
and
he's
and and interestingly, Adam Silver has also talked about
yes,
this particular issue with Kyrie. So there might be some uh, hope there for Kyrie. I don't think they'll make an exception for him because he's gonna get a lot of backlash if there's gonna be an exception for him. It's like gonna be the Djokovic situation here. I don't think that's
uh-huh.
gonna happen, but I feel like New York might be easing up a bit on their laws, I guess.
I'm very amused by how the mayor is worried about how unfair it is for Kyrie that he cannot play, and he's thinking of what he can do because he knows he cannot reverse the mandate because will say like, why did you reverse it for Kyrie just because it's unfair for him to play? But it's funny, and Adam Silver I think is lobbying for it. I don't know what's his motive. Maybe he wants that next Net Sixers playoff series to happen to make it really interesting. But I don't know. But there's now a bigger chance that the mandate does get lifted.
Yeah.
I read one tweet about from an expert that said that it's not a matter of if it gets lifted, it's a matter of when it gets lifted. So
I am more confident in that just because of seeing how this pandemic has been so far for a lot of countries. A lot of countries have lifted all the restrictions, no mask, no whatnot. Travel restrictions have been lifted. They're slowly getting back to normal, and I don't see it not happening in the US, one of the early countries who was early hit, one of the first countries hit big time by this pandemic. So, I mean, if you see the other Super Bowl, if you watch the Super Bowl, watch other leagues, there's no reason. Plus, Adam Silver makes a good point. Right? Why would a road player who's not vaccinated be allowed to play, but a home player would not be? I mean, that makes sense.
no sense. Yeah.
Right?
That makes no sense. But maybe that's what they should change. All unvaccinated players cannot play. That's the better thing to do.
That's the other route, right? Either you ban them all or you let them all play, right? There's no middle ground.
I mean, if I'm the mayor, that's unfair. Let's make everybody not allowed to play. That's how you should. That's how you should show people. No, I hate Kyrie, so I don't have Kyrie, so I'm just I'm being mean here. But I don't want Kyrie to.
No, but
to
for
benefit.
the NBA, for us fans, I think we'd love to see that Brooklyn Philly game wherever it is. There's some reports coming out that Harden wasn't happy and this and that. I know this is not fantasy, but as a true NBA fan, basketball fan, we'd love to see them go at it and see who's the better team at this point, who won that trade. So yeah, and in a more, I guess, not so big news, Tristan Thompson was bought out. That means that's another potential Laker there.
No, he already signed with Chicago.
Oh, what?
He already signed. You know what is interesting?
The Lakers missed out again.
This is the first time ever in a press conference of the coach. He says, after playing that player for 22 minutes and that player playing well, 16 points, 9 rebounds, he says, this player is already, we bought him out and he's going to sign with this team. I mean, Rick Carlisle said that Tristan Thompson was bought out and he's going to sign the Chicago Bulls. The coach of another team actually broke the news. And that's the first time I've heard it. The first time I saw it. And it's so funny. And that's how the NBA is becoming nowadays. He plays for Indiana, plays well, and then gets bought out and signs with another team. What's the logic in that?
And
Whatever.
you know, Tristan Thompson, after playing 3 games with Indiana, wrote a nice post about the Pacers in his, I think, in his Instagram account. So that makes it even stranger. But yeah, at least there's some level of professionalism there that's really rare these days, given that what we saw in the Simmons and Harden situation. At least there's that professionalism and openness and transparency there.
Fantasy wise, I don't see this as very. I don't see this doing anything unless you're in 20 team, maybe 24, 26 team. The Bulls do need a backup center. So maybe Tristan Thompson gets 18 to 20 minutes also there in Chicago. Maybe. So it's interesting for you. But outside of that, another thing maybe that this would be interesting is because Dennis Schroeder can also be bought out after, people are thinking he already played for Houston. He's not going to get bought out. But as this situation shows, you can get bought out.
Yeah.
Anytime before March 1, you can be bought out.
Yeah, so we'll wait for those. Let's talk about some buy players. We have a short list here. Jaden McDaniels has been playing well. His teammate Jared Vanderbilt has been struggling a bit. Vanderbilt has had some okay games and then some bad games, some okay games and then some bad games. And then Jaden, is it Jaden?
Jaden McDaniels.
Jaden McDaniels has had a string of nice games. So are you worried about Vanderbilt?
A little.
Going to be worried about Jaden McDaniels taking over Vanderbilt's place, because remember early in the season it was McDaniels who was really high in the draft board, right, over Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt was really an afterthought. No one really expected him to be this good.
I'm a little worried about Vanderbilt, but I don't think McDaniels would take over Vanderbilt's position. When you watch Vanderbilt, some of the things he doesn't show up in the box scores. It's a hustle guy who plays defense. The problem is steals, as you said, is a very hit or miss category. He was at 1.6, 1.8 until January, and then this February is down to 0.7, 0.8. So I think that will go up. The rebounds is still good. It's still around 7 or 8. Not the 12, 13 rebounds he was getting before. 7 or 8. That's still okay. But I'm happy for Jaden. I think Jaden McDaniels has a role here. If he's hot, you can pick him up, because I don't think it has to be Jaden or Vanderbilt. Jaden has played at small forward. Jaden has played with Vanderbilt because he can shoot threes. So it can be both of them. That has value. But yeah, a little worried about Vanderbilt, because maybe you thought Vanderbilt he was a top 70, top 80 guy before, but probably not gonna go back there this season.
Yeah, so maybe just take a flyer on Jaden. He is widely available. I think managers see him as a streaming option, more than a player that you would want to hold on to. But yeah, hold on to him while he's hot. He's another guy who can give you those steals and blocks, which we always say is valuable during your fantasy playoffs, because those are, especially if you lose a player like Anthony Davis, for example, you get, you somehow compensate the steals and blocks with a player like Jaden McDaniels. That could be a good strategy as well as you head into the playoffs. Other buy players, Cam Thomas of Brooklyn is another player who is benefiting from no Kyrie.
No Kyrie, and I guess our buy players are connected to our worry players. A while ago, it was McDaniels and Vanderbilt. Now it's Cam Thomas and
Patty Mills. Yeah.
Patty Mills is shooting 25% the past 5 games, 7 points. Bound to get hot, but when he's this cold, it's not really a must roster anymore for me in standard leagues, because Yeah, Seth is there. Cam Thomas is playing well. I'm pretty sure KD is coming back after the All-Star break also, reportedly. And then, of
Yeah, come
course,
on,
Ben
KD, I
Simmons.
need you.
Yeah, Ben Simmons is also there. So Patty Mills is a little trending down. Cam Thomas, when Kyrie is out, he will have value. The problem is when Kyrie is there, he's
He's
basically
not.
useless.
Yeah.
Basically useless.
No, there are games wherein he's been okay, but with the addition of Seth Curry, that's gonna be difficult to do now.
But 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 remember when we talked about the schedule this week, and I told you guys to pick him up because he has 3 games before the All-Star break, and we said all 3 games Kyrie will not play.
Yeah.
If you did that, he already hit for you because he has already had 220 plus point game so far, and he has another game tomorrow.
Yeah.
So there you can use
So
him that way. You can use him that
yeah.
way.
So look at the schedule. I think it's gonna be schedule based here for Cam Thomas.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah.
and yeah, last of our buy players, Isaiah Roby of the Pelicans, another guy who was a favorite early in the season to
Yeah.
be
It's going
good.
full cycle, coming full
Yeah.
cycle.
So
Uh,
what
well,
do you like
the
about
the
Roby? I haven't really observed much of the Pelicans game other than Josh Giddey, but which I didn't
he had
roster
three.
today, which is annoying.
Yeah, he had 3 steals, 3 blocks the other day. Roby. He had 17 and 12 today, and another 2 steals, I think, or something. So he's starting at center. He's getting 28 minutes, 29 minutes. Maybe if they stop pretending that they want to give favors minutes and just give Roby the starting position and the center position. Yeah. Yeah, as we said, he's okay. He's a good player. He won't be consistent, but I mean, good enough, I think, to be a 14-team league guy.
Yeah, and he's another player we have to watch out for, especially as we head into the playoffs. Probably one of the
And
more popular ads or
the
streams.
Thunder has a lot of players that are worthy of adding right now. Treyman,
Mhm.
Poku. Watch out for Maledon also because Ty Jerome is out for a while. So this is the moment. It's about to become the moment where Thunder, Rockets, these teams suddenly we find players to add.
Yeah, so yeah, very important, especially as you head into the playoffs of your
Yeah.
leagues in the next couple of weeks. Who is the last one? Wait, I lost the notes. Yeah, moving on to the worry, we talked about Vanderbilt, we talked about Mills, OG, Anunoby.
Yeah, this one I want to talk about because Tad Young actually has gotten into the rotation. He has gotten 20 minutes for the past few games. And his stats are basically Tad Young stats. Like today, 10 points, 5 rebounds, assists, a steal, a block. Um, that's good for him, but that's bad for OG, whose minutes has trended down. The 2 games where Tad has gotten into the rotation, OG has 25 and then today 28 minutes, and he didn't play well also. I'm not saying OG will suddenly become bad. It's just that before he was getting 38, 40 minutes, all 5 of them. Now with more options, minutes will probably go down, and if he's not playing well like today,
Yeah.
he won't have as much chances to make it up during the game.
Yeah. So let's talk about this. So that's the worry players, that's the buy players. We have a trade analysis. I'll throw out a trade analysis. Our follower Joseph threw out to me. I'm pretty sure you might have gotten this as well. The OG
Yeah.
trade. Got it? OG and Christian Wood for
Yeah.
Josh Hart
OG
and
and Christian
Jarrett
Wood.
Allen.
Yes.
Who do
I
you like there?
Josh Hart, Jarrett Allen. By far. I told him why. I told him playoff schedule is one. Plus Christian Wood shut down tanking, whatever is another. And OG, as I said, I'm not that high going forward on OG also. So that's an easy one.
Yeah.
This one, I'll throw one to you, so that you also have a question.
All right,
This one,
go.
I'm just worried about making a mistake because Luigi Custodio asked me about a trade that he was offered to him. It was Nora and Embiid for Drummond and Anthony Simons. Okay, he already has Jokic. He already has Lamelo. He has Fred VanVleet, and he already has Brandon Ingram. He's gonna get Embiid. What's your take on that?
Would the other manager accept that?
That was offered to him. Embiid was offered to him for Drummond, basically Drummond and Simons, because Nora is basically a throw-in. So it's basically Embiid for Nora, for Simons and Embiid and Drummond. What's your take on that? Would you do
Really
that?
hard.
Remember, you have Jokic.
Jokic and who else?
LaMelo. He has Fred VanVleet. He has Brandon Ingram. OG. Jonas Valanciunas.
That's a really strong. What's that? A 10-team league? 8-team?
I don't know.
He might have bought low in a lot of those players for a lot of those players, but
and he's gonna get Embiid. Would you take it?
I'm torn here because I like Drummond for the rest of the season. Given that there's really no one there, I'm not as big of a fan of Simons. I'm just not sure if he really needs Embiid at this point. Maybe depth would help. Depends on how many teams. 14? That strong team, I'm pretty sure that's around 12. That may
maybe
be
a 12 team. Yeah, maybe a 12
14,
team.
that's going to be hard to pull off. But yeah, you're right. That's a tough one. I might stick with Drummond. I can't believe I'm saying that. I might stick with Drummond and Simons just for depth. Like you said, Nora is gonna be yeah. Would you get Embiid?
I told him to get Embiid. I don't know. I said, I mean, Embiid and Jokic in a team. We still have depth because you still have so many other players, as I mentioned. It's not like gutting your roster because you still have Ingram, Fred VanVleet, LaMelo, Jonas Valanciunas, and he said he has Kobe White on the waiver wire, so he's gonna pick him up. So I feel like it's a good move. I just felt like it's a good move. So
you know why I picked Drummond side, because of the rebounding. That those players can score. Those players can do some of the things that Embiid does, particularly the scoring part, the rebounding part. Drummond has the potential also to be a beast, but yeah, we don't know what. Like today, he had 14 rebounds, 19 rebounds.
Yeah,
right. So that alone, for me, that at least gives you a good player to rebound the ball, a specialist, I guess. And I'm not going to be worried about the free throws of Drummond because you've got lots of free throw shooters there. Plus, Simons would give you the threes and some points. So just more balance for me overall. But yeah, you can't go wrong with Embiid, I guess.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with him.
Embiid, Jokic, if he gets injured. I just told him if he gets injured, I can't do anything about it. But if you're just thinking about it, Embiid, Jokic, that's a great combo.
It's a great combo. I've seen some memes or videos of Embiid taking step back threes. He might have learned from Harden. That's not going to be good for Embiid if he continues to take those shots because no one can stop him inside. He can't go back to the 3-point shooting Embiid. That's not his strength. So yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one. So just comment down what you feel. Those who are listening and watching, comment down what you feel about that trade. Whether you're gonna go with the Embiid side or the Drummond and Simons side. All right, that's it for today's quickie. Hope this was a good one. Tomorrow we'll still go on with the quickie before the All-Star break, and we'll try to throw out some episodes within the All-Star. See who we can guess. Maybe 1 or 2 Q&As here and there. All right, that's it. We'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.